Hello, this is Stephen Carter, your host for the Safe Living Today show. In this episode, we are going to look at non-lethal self-defense weapons. I'll have a recommendation. If you choose to carry a non-lethal weapon, I think that the choice will be obvious, but I do want to go over the various options for you. Before we dive into that topic, a quick question. Who is this podcast for? If you're keen to stay safe in your home, stay safe online, and stay safe as you're out and about in your world, then this is your podcast. With each episode, I bring more than 40 years experience in law enforcement, corporate security for a major international corporation, and life safety leadership. And I bring this experience to you for one reason, and that is to help keep you and your loved ones safe in this risk-filled world. Speaking of risk, let's dive into our conversation today about non-lethal weapons. When looking at the variety of non-lethal weapons available, we really come down from a practical point of view to two options. One, tasers, and two, chemical sprays, specifically pepper spray. Let's take tasers first. There are two types of tasers. One uses a projectile. That projectile is fired from the taser unit. Barbs connect to the individual you are attempting to tase, and once those barbs are in place, you then activate the electrical charge. If all goes well, that individual will fall to his or her knees, and this will allow you then to make your escape. There's a big problem with this kind of taser. One, it's very difficult to carry, especially if you plan to carry it concealed. Secondly, if an attacker is wearing heavy clothing, such as a leather jacket, the probes may not set in a way that will allow the taser to function and do its work. These units are very expensive. These are the types of units police use, and they are large and bulky to carry. The second type of taser, sometimes called a stun gun, the problem with that device is you have to have physical contact with the assailant. That unit has got to be directly against the skin or the outside clothing of an attacker, and that is a big problem. So in my view, neither type of taser is truly a viable solution as a self-defense weapon for most people. If you're a police officer, fine, but most of us are not going to carry a bulky taser around with us. The smaller units that require you to have contact with the assailant just, to me, do not make sense. That leaves us with my preferred option, which is pepper spray. Pepper spray is classified as an inflammatory agent. It causes intense, temporary, debilitating, burning sensations. It causes non-lethal inflammation of mucous membranes in the eyes, nose, mouth, and lungs. There have been a few reports of people actually dying subsequent to being pepper sprayed. That is rare, but if someone has a severe case of asthma or other debilitating breathing condition, it's conceivable, it's possible that pepper spray could cause death. But reports are very, very clear that in the vast, vast majority of cases, pepper spray is in fact a non-lethal self-defense weapon. There are a number of benefits to pepper spray. One of those benefits is that it's incredibly inexpensive. You can get a good quality pepper spray for $10. They will go up in price up to $20, but generally speaking, between $10 and $15 will get you a good quality pepper spray that will be effective in most self-defense situations. My preferred pepper spray products are by a manufacturer called Sabre. Mace is also a good choice. Do stay away from non-branded pepper spray such as you may find at flea markets or corner stores that sell everything in the kitchen sink. You do want a good quality product if you're going to carry pepper spray. If you want your life to depend on it, You want to make sure you have a good quality product. It's important if you choose to carry pepper spray that you carry it safely and carry it properly. Pepper spray cannot be left in your car. It's not something that you can take and just put in your glove box or put in the side compartment. Pepper spray becomes ineffective if the temperature rises to 120 degrees, which it can inside of a closed car in the summer. And if the temperature outside is near zero, the chances are your pepper spray will not work. You want to keep the pepper spray with you. You want to keep the safety on unless you feel you are in imminent risk. And you want to keep that pepper spray easily accessible because it does not do you any good if it's at the bottom of your purse, in a briefcase, or somewhere else where you cannot get to it easily. How do we use pepper spray? The effective range for most small canisters of pepper spray is about 10 feet. There are products that can go out to about 18 feet. Typically, the canisters are larger and bulkier. Most pepper sprays that you will find available from Amazon, from Walmart, from Dick's Sporting Goods, from an array of different stores, the effective range for those will be about 10 feet. If you think about 10 feet as being about 3 steps away, you'll have it right. You'll want to hold the pepper spray with your fingers wrapped around the front, a good firm hold, and your thumb on top of the activator. If it is necessary to actually use that pepper spray, you'll need to make sure that the safety is off and it's ready for use. You place your hand out, not so far that it can be grabbed, but out in an authoritative way. You activate it with your thumb on the activator, and you spray at the face of your attacker. Think of this mantra: when in fear, go ear to ear. You want that spray to move across his eyes or hers, ear to ear, back and forth. The face is your target, but specifically the eyes and the nose area, and you can best saturate the face by moving slightly back and forth across the face of the attacker. Normally, that will be more than enough to stop an attacker in his or her mid-stride. As soon as it's evident that the attack has stopped, take a step back, make your escape. The idea is not to stand there and watch him or her suffer. The idea is to get out of Dodge and get out of there as quickly as you possibly can. When buying pepper spray, I recommend that you buy at least 2 canisters. Go somewhere outside, practice with the second canister, get a sense of how far the stream goes, how it feels in your hand, how to activate it, practice unlocking the safety, firing off, lock the safety, unlock the safety, fire it off again. If you're outside and the wind is blowing, even a slight breeze, make sure you are not firing the pepper spray into the wind or the breeze, because it may come right back to you and get on your skin and in your eyes. But if you're smart and you're practicing properly, that is not going to be a problem. Some legal considerations. Generally speaking, pepper spray is legal in all of the United States. However, there are some state-by-state restrictions as to the strength of the pepper spray, as to who can sell the pepper spray, and within jurisdictions within a state, there may be restrictions on its use as well. For example, it is legal to use in Illinois, but it is not legal in Chicago. Now, I do want to make it clear here, I am not a lawyer. I'm not playing one on TV. It's imperative that you take full responsibility for learning what the laws are relative to pepper spray use in your state and in any county or city in that state in which you live. Keep in mind also that if you travel from state to state, or even community to community within a state, there may be some restrictions or some limitations for carrying pepper spray. You do not want to get on an airplane with pepper spray either in your purse, on your person, or in carry-on bags or even in checked bags. Not a good idea. It's a guaranteed way to come to the attention of TSA. So by way of summarizing, the non-lethal weapon that I recommend you use if you choose to carry a non-lethal weapon is pepper spray. I recommend that you purchase that pepper spray from a trusted source. Products from Sabre are my preferred products. Pepper spray manufactured by Mace is also a good option. Stay away from no-name or brand names other than those two. Pepper spray is incredibly cheap, $10 to $20 a canister. Stick with good quality brands. Learn to handle it safely. Make sure when you're not in a risk situation that you have the safety on. Practice. Get a feel for holding the canister. Get a feel for taking the canister quickly from its holster or container. Flipping the safety off. Holding it properly with your fingers around the front with your thumb on top of the activator. Put your hand out authoritatively, not too far or too close where it can be grabbed. Aim the stream at the face of the perpetrator, of the attacker. Remember, when in fear, spray ear to ear. That's the area of the face that you want to target. As soon as it's clear the attack has subsided, that's your signal to get out of Dodge, get to your car, get to safety. Your work is done. You'll want to, of course, call police. I do want to add one additional piece of guidance, and it's this. Do everything you possibly can to avoid being in a situation that requires you to use pepper spray or any other self-defense weapon. Be aware of your environment. Check the parking lot before you walk to your car. Scan the area. Glance underneath of your car. Glance underneath of cars that are nearby. Do the best job you can in ensuring that the environment that you find yourself in is as safe as possible. Trust your instincts. If something does not feel right, go back to a place of safety or otherwise take the appropriate action so that you do not find yourself in a confrontational situation. If you must take action that will be effective. And as soon as you see an opening where you can retreat, get to a safe place, do that immediately and notify police. I will have some resources linked up for you on our website, safelivingtoday.com. Simply scroll to episode 10, scroll down. In the show notes, I'll have links to a variety of resources to include demonstration videos on how to use pepper spray properly. If you have any questions about today's episode or any previous episode of the Safe Living Today show, please drop us a line, email us, safelivingtoday@gmail.com. Until our next episode, this is Stephen Carter asking you to please stay safe, stay well, and stay blessed.